Hello, African Confessions. So we are back with another message. This is a translation of a confession. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother Nashi. Please post for me. My story goes like this. I am a man who is aged 32, but for the past 11 years, I have been marrying and getting divorced. I have married 6 wives and I only have 2 kids. I impregnated my first wife and I refused to stay with her. The reason was that I was still young at that time and my mom didn't support the idea of me marrying her. So she returned back to her people, and after 1 year she came back to leave my child because her parents wanted her to continue with her education. After this, I then married my second wife, but we couldn't have a child together. She left me because she found out that I was dating another lady who was a South African. She then packed her belongings and she left me. I continued to stay with my new South African wife, but the problem was the same. We couldn't have a baby together. I then started to date another lady from the country from where I come from. I tried again, but we couldn't have a child together. Then my South African wife died mysteriously. Since I was her known husband, I was then taken to the police station because I was the first suspect, even though I did not know who had killed my wife. After they had found out that my wife was murdered, and then they found the people who had murdered my wife, I was later released. After this, I moved back to my home country because I was in so much pain. When I went back to my home country, I heard that there was another girlfriend of mine who is in South Africa. She had fallen in love with another man. They moved in together, but as soon as they had moved in together, she fell pregnant in a short space of time. But me and this girlfriend of mine, we stayed together, but there was no pregnancy at all. Now that I am back in my home country, I then met my first wife and we tried to solve our differences, and I asked her for forgiveness and then I paid her bride price. I took her in, but it was hard again for us to have a second child. But what pains me the most is that my relatives, they hate each and every woman that I try to marry. That was the reason why I had to move from my home country with my wife coming to South Africa. The biggest enemy to all these women that I have tried to marry is my mom. She hates each and every woman that I try to make her to be my wife, to the extent of my mother. Sometimes she can even deny herself food even for 5 days, and she will be acting all weird when I try to get married to any woman, until that woman gets fed up, then pack her things and leave me. Soon after that, I divorced again with my first wife. I married again another wife, but after 3 years in this marriage, we don't have a child. I cheated my wife and then I dated another lady. She fell pregnant for me, and that is what happens to me. If it is a secret, I can have a child. So it's now 5 years staying with my wife and nothing is coming out from this marriage. Me and my current wife, we have tried to go around looking for help, but everywhere that we go, trying to seek a solution to our problems, we are told that we need to be patient, it shall be well with us. Then all of a sudden, my wife just told me that she wanted to go back to her people. She wanted to see her parents. Then I allowed her because I did not know that she wasn't going to come back. But when she was there, she then told me that she was no longer coming back home because of the way my mom had been mistreating her. So what has brought me here is that I want to know why. Why is it happening to me? Why is it that each and every woman that I try to marry, why is that my family members hate each and every woman that I try to marry? Why is it so hard for them to accept that I want to get married? Why is that each and every woman that I try to stay with, there is no peace between that woman and my family members, especially my mom? Why is it so hard that all of these women that I have tried to stay with, we can't have a child? Now I have told myself that I'll never get married again because it is so stressing. Actually, now I am addicted to alcohol because of all this stress. There is no longer peace in my house. Dear listeners, that was a message that I received on Facebook. Then it was translated into English. To you, my brother, all that I can say is that I know that it is going to be painful, but at least for you to know, take your children and have a DNA test just to make sure that truly they are your children. Such a sad story, but parents, we should not do that.